Georgetown County played a real role in World War II, and this commemoration today is a reminder. Like so many small communities, especially in the Deep South, we gave our men and women to the military, and we gave over our land for training. I grew up the daughter of a World War II naval officer on board the USS Hornet, the aircraft carrier that launched Jimmy Doolittle's Raiders for their Tokyo raid. Doolittle and his men trained part of the time in Columbia, South Carolina, my hometown, and we talked a great deal about it. We talked about that part of history. So many times we visited that site and we discussed air power in World War II. We visited the Walterboro Airport, and there today you see the big bronze sculpture commemorating the training of the Tuskegee Airmen at the Walterboro Airport. Here in South Carolina, we made a contribution. In Myrtle Beach during World War II, B-25 bomber pilots were trained at the air base, later to be known as the Myrtle Beach Air Force Base, and today better known to newcomers as Market Common, a neighborhood of homes and stores. But the Myrtle Beach Air Base's legacy lives on. At that old air base, Warbird Park today tells the story of World War II pilots training, flying over targets along the ocean front, the beaches of Surfside and Garden City. A-26s and B-25s swooped low to take aim over 14 targets, rattling windows and spirits of inland residents. A crash boat station located in Murrells Inlet was manned by a crew ever ready for rescue and, unfortunately, most often, recovery. From the site of today's Veterans Pier, the Veterans Wharf in Murrells Inlet, you can imagine the work of the pilots who sometimes did not climb skyward again. New residents of Georgetown County, northern millionaires at the turn of the 20th century, aided the local war effort. Archer and Anna Hyatt Huntington had just built their own oceanfront home, oceanfront of Brook Green, their home called Atalaya, between Garden City and Pawleys Island. And during World War II, they gave over their home, their land, to the U.S. Army, who utilized it throughout the war for military use. Other millionaires who bought former rice plantations for winter hunting retreats also owned planes and hangars and gave them over. Sometimes gave, perhaps is too generous a word. Those planes confiscated by the military. Planes and radios and hangars taken by the U.S. military for use during the war. Even civilians who owned binoculars gave those over, and sometimes those collectible items today bear the tag used by the military during Rolls airplanes. And in April of 1944, during World War II, none other than President Franklin D. Roosevelt came to Georgetown County. Under a cloak of secrecy, he was brought by train to Grave Station on the other side of town. Unloaded like a sack of potatoes, said a young black girl at the time. He was in such bad health, he was literally ordered out of Washington and asked to spend time at Hobcaw Barony for a 2-week vacation, a health vacation. He ended up staying 4 months in April of 44, regaining his health during a time which the Allies' position was much more precarious than it would be after June 6, 1944. The President of the United States returned to Washington a healthier man. If he had died during World War II in April of 44, where might our country be today? A different vice president, much different than in 45. President Roosevelt and Winston Churchill, also a visitor to Georgetown County, found respite and found regeneration here in our area. Georgetown County has given over land and people. So many members of Georgetown County's African American population, 90% at the height of rice cultivation, given over to the military. Yes, food, clothes, and job opportunities were provided for these African Americans, and many of them went and found jobs in the military despite the fact that it was segregated. When the Great Depression hit, so many people in the South said, "What depression? Are we having a depression?" But there were new opportunities afforded all people through the military. In the late 1940s, the Georgetown County Airport moved from Merriman Road to this present site, according to former airport managers. Today's 6,000-foot runway brings planes and people to Georgetown County, travelers, investors, entrepreneurs, industrialists, the kind of people that Georgetown County has welcomed since the days of Native Americans who saw the first Spanish settlers come in 1526. When we created a port of entry in Georgetown in 1732, slaves by the thousands brought here toiling in the fields and rice plantations, emancipated and serving wealthy northerners and newcomers who contributed to the local economy. Georgetown County has a layered past, a rich history of people, and we honor today those who respect that past, have learned from that past, and are at work protecting and preserving America's future. I salute all those whose heritage is the military.